I burn another sleeper to save the people. Empty the pockets of the preacher and lay hands on the healer. I said, get away from here, boy. We don't want your sacrilege. I said, get away from here, boy. We like things like this.
I'm here today with Dread from Datum Point. So, how did Datum Point get started?
Datum Point was an idea I had when I was doing a 5-year jail sentence from the years of 1998 to 2002. I was a 17-year-old kid. I got locked up, made some bad decisions, and I was always into metal. And I was really disgruntled after I became a Christian with the Christian metal scene. I just personally, nothing against anybody that was doing it then, I just didn't dig it at all. So, you know, I just decided to start a band that was really freaking heavy and crazy, but at the same time wasn't, you know, we weren't cheesy, but we were talking about our faith and we were talking about Christ. Because I don't think Christ is cheesy. I think that's just the way people's portrayed him, you know.
So how long have you had Datum Point?
We started about 2 years ago, and yeah, about 2 years. So.
Where did the name come from?
The name comes from my field because I'm a machinist, and I run like mills and lathes and things like that at work. And on our blueprints, there's a datum point, and the datum point is the reference point of the whole print. And if you start with the reference point and follow all the dimensions on the rest of the print, then whatever part that you're making is going to be correct. If you don't start with the datum point and you just pick up a random dimension on down the line, and even if all those dimensions are right, if you don't start with the datum point, with the central starting point, then the part you're making is scrap. So we kind of took that idea, and the idea behind it with our band is, if you don't have Christ as the datum point in your life, you can have the wife, the perfect house, 2 kids, great job, 401k, American dream, whatever, but in the end you're still going to be judged, and if you don't have Christ as a datum point, then you miss the whole, you miss everything.
So what inspires your lyrics?
The album that we have out right now, Wake the Dead, I mean, almost the entire album is about struggles. It's about just dealing with stuff and fighting the enemy and fighting yourself a lot of time. I find sometimes I have more opposition out of my flesh and out of myself than I do from the devil. So a lot of that is about that. A lot of it's, some of it's about some stuff I went through during childhood. There's one song that's totally about hell on the album. I mean, it's just pretty well across the board. The new stuff we're working on, we're starting to go towards like an apocalyptic revelation kind of bend. So we'll see how that goes.
So you mentioned jail time. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
When I was 17, I tried to burn down a church. I was a Satan worshiper, a drug addict, an alcoholic, just a total wreck. Had a very dysfunctional upbringing, had a lot of issues with religion, a lot of issues with authority in general. And we tried to burn down a church on Halloween night, 1998. I was arrested 5 days later, and roughly 13 months later, during some court proceedings, I pled guilty and wound up getting a 5-year sentence. And I served that entire 5 years out with no parole or anything, which in the state of Kentucky is actually 39 months. So I did a 39-month sentence.
So how'd the turnaround?
When I was incarcerated, a guard came to me and asked me what I did, and I told him I tried to burn down a church. And the only thing he said back to me was that Jesus will forgive you if you'll ask him. And that sounded crazy to me, but a few days later, I went to a few church services, and in the cell with just me and my bunkie, I gave my heart to Jesus Christ. And that was 1998, and it's 2011.
Wow.
So jailhouse religion works.
So give me the future of Datum Point. Where do you guys plan in?
Whatever God has in store. You know, we're definitely planning on doing Ichthus this year, Cornerstone, various regional shows. Doing a lot of interviews, trying to get on the radio, just whatever, until the right thing comes along and sweeps us off our feet, so to speak. And we're just going to keep hanging tough and doing everything independent, and keep using our street team, and they're helping us out tremendously, and just doing it ourselves and working as hard as we can.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dusty.
You're welcome.
I'm Stephanie Napier, and this is your Social Hazard segment for News Media 1.
I'm Scribbles,
Reno,
Dread, Sweets, Janya,
and we are Datum Point.
This is what I live for.